we'll be ranking the worst animation from 2024, from the ones that just a little disappointing to those that left us seriously questioning what went wrong. So I'm going to start with the one that not too bad but still bad movies to the one that the worst. So grab your popcorn and let's get into it. Mufasa, the Lion King. This movie feels like a needless recycling of a story we never asked for. It adds unnecessary backstory like how Mufasa meeting with Barbie, or how Sasu became his right hand, which only feels like an attempt to fill gaps that weren't necessary. Even with a talented team behind it, including director Barry Jenkins and a songwriter Lin-Manuel Miranda. And the film fails to create intrigue or develop characters in a meaningful way. The narrative lacks a focus, and it doesn't capture the way it should. The decision to change Mufasa's backstory, removing his royal history, seems like an effort to bring something new to the story, but it contradicts the essence of the original The Lion King, like Mufasa losing his father and encountering a different version of Scar. It just only complicates the story without adding clear meaning. While the visuals are stunning and the design is more refined than 2019 version of The Lion King, but still the CGI characters lack emotional depth. They just don't engage with the audience like the animated character did. And the songs, even from Miranda, don't have the same catchy appeal. So overall, it feels like this film was made more as a business move rather than a story worth telling, giving off the impression that Disney focused on profits rather than intricacy of the narrative. Moana II. This project sparked excitement when Disney announced this project, but it also raised concern about whether the sequel might feel rushed. But visually, the film is bright and colorful, but the story and the music fail to capture our hearts like the original. Although Moana and Maui return, right? But the narrative doesn't take us anywhere meaningful or allow the characters to grow in any way new. It feels like a journey without any fresh elements. So Moana's adventure in the sequel seems like she's just doing what she already does well, with no real stakes or challenges to keep us engaged. And Maui also doesn't involve at all, which feels like a wasted opportunity for the character. And the potential to take their story in a more exciting direction is there, but the film doesn't capitalize on it. Ultimately, Moana 2 feels more like a setup for a potential third installment than a worthwhile movie. It seems like a money-making strategy for Disney with no real inspiration behind it. The movie followed the same trial formula as if it was made just to continue the brand without any deeper intention. So if future sequels continue this trend, it will likely leave fans feeling disappointed for sure. Fu Panda 4. This movie leaves a stain on a once beloved franchise, with a feeling of disappointment that lingers throughout every scene, from the lack of fresh storytelling to the lifeless movements. The film failed to live up the excitement fans had hoped for. Despite expectations for an adventure filled with fun and thrilling battles, the movie instead relies on a tried, formulaic narrative, seemingly made just to crash in. So the sequel, Poe's quest is to fight the next dragon warrior, leads him to Shane, a folk thief who eventually become a dragon warrior, right? However, this is so predictable. The predictability of the character arc make the plot lack excitement, and the fight scene falls short of the Goddard seen in earlier films. and the use of character silhouette instead of new dynamic battles makes the action feel shallow and meaningless. The film loses the accent that made Kung Fu Panda special, with the absence of the Furious 5 leaving Po as the sole focus. Unfortunately, Po no longer had the same charm or appeal, making it difficult for the movie to capture the same magic that made previous installments so beloved. Despicable Me 4. What I really love is that this movie gives off a relaxed vibe with a simple storyline. While it doesn't offer any major twists, the focus on Gru remains strong, and the film's enjoyable moments come from seeing him face the old enemies while bringing his family along as they navigate new lives. There's also a gradual reveal of Gru adjusting to a new daily routines, which helps bring out his charm. Making it still fun to watch, it's a family-friendly film that's easy to enjoy without too much complexity. And in this installment, Gru returns to his old school reunion, and things take a turn with the introduction of Maxim, the new villain. And Maxim has a new weapon that can turn all mammoths into a cockroach, forcing Gru and his family to flee and start fresh in a new city under the new identities. The film does a good job of showing Gru's new life and the adjustment that come with it. While there's no major plot twist or character development to expect, the film still managed to captivate with its family-oriented humor and heartwarming moments. Even though the conclusion isn't groundbreaking, it offers a satisfying and fun experience, leaving viewers relaxed and entertained as they follow Gru and his family's latest adventures. The Garfield movies. It feels like this movie was created without truly understanding what made Garfield beloved by fans. The film tried to take Garfield out of his iconic role as a lazy cat from the original comic and thrust him into an action-packed adventure. But it loses the unique humor and charm Garfield is known for. The story begins with Garfield living with his owner, John, and his dog sidekick Odie. With Garfield and Odie are captured by Jens, a villainous cat seeking revenge, they must team up to escape the unexpected situation, including finding Garfield's long-lost father, and this marks the beginning of their big adventure. Despite the plot seemingly offering adventure and engaging story, but the film feels off because the character of Garfield is changed, and it changed too much. Instead of focusing on fun Garfield's laziness with witty sarcasm, the movie became an action-packed escape that doesn't fit his personality. So this version of Garfield in this film lacked the smart humor and charm of the previous Garfield iterations, making him less appealing to fans. Spellbone. This new Netflix animation attempts to be a modern fairy tale, but sadly misses the mark, even though it features talent that has worked on Disney classics like Alan Menken, who writing the song for Disney, and it failed to capture the magic and charm Disney usually delivers. And despite having a star like Rachel Zegler, the film feels like a standard animation, lacking the enchantment that Disney films are known for. So Princess Ellen is the last remaining member of her royal family that was cursed after her parents were transformed into a monster. So she embarked on the journey to find a way to break the curse while dealing with responsibilities that are too much for her age. The major issue with the film is that it starts after her parents' curse has already taken place, which removes the emotional drive and depth from the story. Although this movie tried to teach kids about family conflict resolution, which is seemingly it was inspired from films like Brave, Shrek, and Inside Out without offering any truly original. And the soundtrack doesn't feature a memorable song, and the lack of compelling villains weakens the story, making Spellbone a forgettable film that never quite delivers the magic it aims for. Detective Conan: The $1 Million Pentagram. Okay, this movie is perfect for fans of Kaido Kid as it focuses on him, almost turning him into the main character, and also his appearance makes this movie stand out from the previous one from this franchise, filled with the action scene and do that Conan Idogawa usually doesn't get to be involved in. However, the mix of detective work and the action is poorly because the case itself isn't exciting enough for the proper detective story. In this movie, Conan investigates the thief of the ancient sword, but this sword holds a significant secret. Unfortunately, the movie focuses too much on the fan service, bombarding viewers with the sword fight between Kaido Kid and Conan, and numerous guest characters for the fan service, making it hard to balance the story. Its influx of additional character takes away from the enjoyment of the case-solving aspect. With too many side characters for the fan service, the story feels disjointed and loses its connection to the main plot, making it less cohesive and less engaging. Because Conan's fun is from solving mysteries and unveiling complex plots, right? In order to add too many characters for the fan service, they lose the main content and distract from the mystery solving aspect. Thelma the Unicorn. Okay, there are two main types of animation, right? One that creatively crafted to appeal all ages, and the other that primarily aims to entertain younger children, usually under 12 years old. Unfortunately, Thelma the Unicorn falls into the latter category. Thelma is a farmhouse who dreams of becoming a famous singer, but fails miserably at her audition for the music festival because the judges reject her solely based on her appearance. But fate changed when a truck carrying pink glitter flipped over near the fence where Thelma is standing. And by chance, she ends up with the carrot on her head, making her look like the unicorn. This movie is adapted from the picture book the same name by Aaron Barbie. It's not the first film Barbie's work has been adapted into film, as his best-selling The Bad Guys graphic novel series was also turned into the movie, which turned out to be quite good for DreamWorks animation. While The Bad Guys successfully captured the charm of Barbie's book, Thelma the Unicorn barely seems to have this signature style. The distinct cartoonish drawing style is replaced by a more generic computer animation look, resembling something from Illumination Studio or Pixar Studio, something like that. Even though it's a musical, several songs from the Oscar-nominated songwriter, the soundtrack doesn't feature any memorable tunes. The underlying message of the story is also not new. It tells us that a person's value lies on inside. However, the film continuously contradicts this message. Thelma the Unicorn may have good intentions, but is not the best choice for delivering this message effectively. Serving Bikini Bottom, the Stanley Chicks movie. So the SpongeBob franchise has been ended back in 2004, right? With the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. 20 years later, we get the Sandy Cheeks movie, and although I didn't expect much from it, it was still shocked at how bad it turns out. The people of Bikini Bottom and everyone in the town are sucked out of the ocean, so SpongeBob and Sandy had to live out of the bubble current and soar into the sky to help save the townspeople. This is such a boring and mindless movie. Okay, maybe I'm no longer the target audience, but compared to the original, the quality is just so different, even though it meant to be for kids. But kids deserve to be watching something more fun. And all throughout the movie, I kept thinking, when will this end? And this is just the first spin-off movie in the SpongeBob franchise. With the next one, The Plankton the movie, set to release next year. Hopefully, that one will be better than this. Barbie and Stacy to the rescue. Alright, this hands out the worst Barbie movie I ever seen. Many Barbie fans may know that In recent years, Mattel has been pushing other characters, especially Barbie's younger sister, by giving them solo movie. So Sesy is the last of the sisters to get her own movie, and she also actually my favorite sister too. Oh my god, what have they done with her? If you think the modern Barbie animation movies aren't fun anymore, this one is way worse. In this movie, Sesy, Barbie's middle sister, feels stuck between being youngest and oldest. She disappointed that she has not chosen to be Barbie balloon pilot existence, and feel even worse when her family forgets to take her to the balloon race. The plot is simple and very bland. Stacy's character is forgettable, and nothing she does make the audience feel like she's growing as a person because the story is rushed and too basic. One reason for this is that the movie is a musical with 5 songs, but it's only run for 60 minutes. It's an hour with such a short runtime and features so many songs, which means the music will play one after another, and the songs are auto-tuned to the point where they sound robotic. What's strange is that this movie was directed by the same director who worked on Barbie, Mariposa, Thumbelina, and Fashion Fairy Tale. I think it's clear now that Mattel is the one to be blamed because they are the reason that Barbie movies became trash, right? Because they want it to be like that. They aimed to do that. Megamind vs. the Doom Syndicate. Do you remember Megamind, the hit movie from 2010? It was such a fun movie with hilarious jokes and moments. But imagine this, after all these years, fans finally get the sequel they've been waiting for, only to end up with the movie that isn't worth the wait and doesn't live up to the first one. After we saw Megamind's character development in the first movie, right, where he became a hero, do you think this sequel would show him doing good, right? Think again. After becoming the hero of Metro City, Megamind must face the Doom Syndicate, a former gang of villains who escaped prison and mystically think he's still a bad guy. Megamind pretends to go bad again and teamed up with them. This movie is essentially a promotion for the Megamind Rule series, which air on Peacock. The main issue is that this movie has no soul. It's a movie with a plot, the sound, the visuals, but it doesn't evoke any feeling. The script is awful, like it was written by free AI too. It's too bad. It's hard to believe that there wasn't any AI involved in making this film. By the end, I didn't just feel indifferent. I was disappointed by how much the sequel wastes the potential of the original. You know, this movie should have been scrapped or shelved, just like the Bad Girl Project. So that was it. That was my ranking. Do you agree with me? Please leave debatable comments if you disagree. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave comments because this is my first video. And what do you think about my ranking? And thank you for watching. See you next time in the next video.